Food is getting too expensive.
It's really the price that has stopped me.
You're spending 15 bucks at least if you want to get a proper full meal, and that's just not sustainable.
You already know something is wrong. You pull up to a McDonald's drive-thru, not a steakhouse, just McDonald's. You hand over a $20 bill and you don't get change back. That's not the economy. That's a choice. Somebody at a corporate headquarters decided you'd keep paying no matter what, and so far they've been right. 14 chains. 7 that have been slowly converting your loyalty into their revenue, from the merely overpriced all the way to the one that's going to make this personal. And then 7 that are still genuinely on your side. By the end of this video, you'll be able to name the chains that are betraying you, recognize exactly how they're doing it, and walk away knowing which ones still deserve your money. And one price that hasn't changed since 1985 that's going to make everything else look like a crime. Stay for number 7 on the expensive list. You've been eating there your whole life. That's exactly the problem. Worst number 1, Five Guys. Five Guys always seemed like the reasonable upgrade. Not fast food exactly, not a real restaurant. The middle option, better beef, open kitchen, you can watch them make it. The deal was you'd pay a little more, but not a crazy amount more. That was the pitch. $24.73. One person, 1 cheeseburger, fries, and a drink. The standard order, the one you picture when you picture Five Guys. Let that sit for a second, now and before you say anything. The food is genuinely good. Fresh beef, never frozen. Hand-cut fries, cooked in peanut oil. They make it in front of you. You understand why it costs more than $1 menu. What nobody tells you until you're already at the register staring at the screen is how much more. Five Guys was built by Jerry Merle, founder, patriarch, and the man whose name is literally on the building 5 times. Merle built the entire company around one deliberate philosophy. Never franchise out of control, never discount, never run a value menu, never compete on price. He has said publicly that if you want the product, you pay for the product. Full stop. No exceptions, no combo meals, no negotiation. That is not a pricing accident. That is a founder's manifesto, enforced for 38 years, and you are living inside it every time you stand at that register. People have been describing this moment online for years. You go in expecting $12, you leave at $22. I ordered a cheeseburger and fries, one person wrote. The total was $21. I didn't even get a drink. Not a one-off, a Tuesday. Over 1,700 locations across the country, 0 combo discounts, 0 value menu. The entire business model is, you want fresh beef, you pay the full price. Every single time. And the bag doesn't help. You just spent close to $25 and your food arrives in the same grease-spotted brown paper bag you'd get handing $1 through a gas station window. You handed $25 to a paper bag, a good paper bag, still a paper bag. Here's what most people don't know. The Little Burger. Single patty, standard build. It gives you the same fresh beef and the same experience for roughly 35% less. It exists. It's on the menu. Nobody advertises it. Drop the most you've ever spent at Five Guys in the comments. Just the number. I have a feeling we're going to see some painful ones. Next up, a chain that doesn't just charge you more than it should. It built an app specifically designed to hide exactly how much more. Worst number 2, Shake Shack. When did a burger become a statement? At some point, nobody can pinpoint exactly when. Shake Shack stopped being a place you go to eat and became a place you go to say something. About your standards, about your taste, about the fact that you are not the kind of person who eats at a regular burger chain. That story has a price tag. A Shack burger runs around $9. Fries close to $5. A drink nearly $4. One person, one meal, no modifications. You're at $18 before you've sat down. And the company doing that to you just cleared close to $800 million in revenue last year. The executives are fine. The executives are very fine. And in 2025, a class action lawsuit was filed in California, alleging that Shake Shack uses drip pricing through their app. The claim, the chain advertises one delivery fee, then adds hidden courier charges of $2 to $5 at checkout. The allegation is that the app was designed that way. Not a glitch, a feature. The food is good. That's not the prosecution. The prosecution is what you pay to experience it, and whether the price you see is the price you pay. If you're ordering from Shake Shack, do it in person. Compare the total in the app to the posted menu price before you confirm. That gap has a name, drip pricing, and it is currently being argued in a courtroom. Something darker is next. The chain coming up won't just charge you more than it should, it will change the way you think about fast food forever. And not in a good way. Worst number 3, Panera Bread. A lot of people watching this have a Panera memory. It was the better lunch. The place you went when you wanted something that felt a little cleaner than a drive-thru. A You Pick 2, a soup in a bread bowl. bread you could smell from the parking lot, Panera was the upgrade that wasn't a real restaurant, which is exactly why so many people trusted it. That trust is the whole story. Sarah Katz was 21 years old. She had a known heart condition, the kind that makes high caffeine products genuinely dangerous. In September 2022, she ordered a Panera charged lemonade. The drink was marketed as a cleaner energy option, displayed next to regular lemonade with no prominent caffeine warning on the standard menu board. It contained 390 milligrams of caffeine. That is more than most energy drinks at a gas station sold in a cup that looked like lemonade. Sarah Katz died of cardiac arrest. Panera settled the wrongful death lawsuit. Their response during the settlement period: keep selling the drink. A second lawsuit followed after a 46-year-old man with similar health sensitivities died after drinking the same product. The charged lemonade has since been discontinued. The company still operates over 2,200 locations in the United States. Panera is owned by Jab Holding Company, a private equity firm with a food and beverage portfolio worth billions. They were in charge when the drink was developed, when it was marketed, and when it was sold without a clear warning in sight. They had every resource available to put a caffeine number on that menu board. They had every reason to. They chose the branding instead. Wild. Just absolutely wild. For the people watching this who are 50 or older, many of you managing existing heart conditions, many of you on blood pressure medication, a drink with 390 milligrams of caffeine is not an inconvenience. It is a medical event. The menu made it look like lemonade. Before you order any new drink at a fast casual chain, anything with the words charged, boosted, or energy in the name, ask for the caffeine content. If the person behind the counter can't tell you, don't drink it. Ask the question. It takes 5 seconds. Someone didn't. The next chain won't kill you. It will just charge you like it might. Worst number 4, Chipotle. Before we talk about the price, we need to talk about the scoop. Former and current Chipotle employees have been posting about this for years on Reddit. One post upvoted thousands of times. Put it plainly, we are 100% told to give smaller portions if the customer isn't watching. If they're on their phone, they get half a scoop. Watch the scoop, you get a burrito. Look at your phone, you get a suggestion of a burrito. And this is the part that gets me. Chipotle's own CEO had to publicly go on record about this, acknowledging portion issues at locations across the country and announcing a retraining program. That was 2024. Read that again. The CEO of a publicly traded burrito company had to hold a press conference about the scoops. That is an admission dressed up in corporate language. Chipotle Mexican Grill has no private equity owner, no hedge fund pulling strings. The company is publicly traded on the New York Stock Exchange. Current CEO Scott Boatwright, appointed in November 2024 after his predecessor left for Starbucks, now owns these decisions. The pricing, the portioning, the hidden fees, they chose this. A class action lawsuit settled in 2022 over hidden delivery fees, hidden service charges, and upcharges of 10 to 15% that appeared only at checkout, not in the advertised price. The burrito company that charges $15 for a burrito was also hiding fees in the fine print. That $15 burrito, by the way, used to be $7 in 2012. Add guacamole and a drink, and you're at $17 to $18 at most urban locations. The foil wrapper is the same size it always was. What's inside isn't. Watch the scoop. Stand at the counter, make eye contact. If the portion looks thin, say, "Can I get a little more?" Employees are now instructed to comply. And if you're ordering delivery, confirm the full total before you check out. The fee you agree to is not always the fee you pay. From shrinking portions to a chain that wants you to feel healthy, while it quietly drains your account. Worst number 5, Panda Express. You remember the first time you went to a Panda Express. It was in a mall probably, or a strip mall, or an airport. The orange chicken under the heat lamp, the styrofoam tray, the little white container of steamed rice. In the 1980s and 1990s, Panda Express was the option in the food court that felt like a step up. Not the burger place, not the pizza counter. Something different. Something that felt at least a little healthier. A little more interesting. You trusted it. Here's what Andrew Churn, billionaire co-founder of Panda Restaurant Group, still running the company he built from a single Pasadena location, did with that trust. He removed MSG from the recipes. Not because MSG is harmful. Decades of research have found no credible link between MSG and the symptoms people attribute to it, but because no MSG was a marketing advantage in the clean eating era. The food got blander, the prices went up, the portions got smaller, And the customer who grew up on that orange chicken kept showing up out of habit, paying more, getting less, and wondering why it didn't taste the same. Current and former employees have described the serving line this way on Reddit. You get what they feel like giving you that day. There's no standard. If the pan is running low near the end of a rush, you're getting scraps and they're calling it a serving. A plate that used to run $6 to $8 now lands at $12 to $15 at most locations. The Churing family, whose net worth is estimated in the billions, had every resource available to hold the quality and the price. They chose the margins instead. And in 2023, Panda Restaurant Group settled a wage theft lawsuit in California for over $1,200,000, covering employees who alleged they were shorted on overtime and rest breaks. The company feeding you is not always the company paying its own people fairly. Over 2,300 locations across the United States. The orange chicken is still there. It's just not the same orange chicken. Order the individual items rather than the plate combo. The per item price is lower and you control the portions. Avoid the premium proteins like the honey walnut shrimp, which push the total into sit-down restaurant territory for fast food quality. From a chain that changed the recipe to serve the brand, to one that changed the price to serve the shareholders. Worst number 6. Wingstop. Let's talk about what a chicken wing actually is. It is the tip of a bird's arm. For most of American food history, it was the throwaway cut, the part the butcher couldn't sell. Sports bars gave them away free on Tuesdays. Grocers practically paid you to take them off the shelf. The chicken wing was the culinary equivalent of, and whatever else you want. A 10-piece classic order at Wingstop today runs approximately $16 to $19, depending on your location and your choice of sauce. Add fries and a drink. You just spent $25 on what was once the part of the animal nobody wanted. Here's how that happened. Between 2019 and 2021, COVID-era supply chain disruptions caused chicken wing commodity prices to triple almost overnight. Every wing chain raised prices in response. Completely understandable. Supply chain crisis, costs go up, prices follow, fine. Then supply normalized. Commodity costs came down. The chains kept the higher prices anyway. Cool, very cool. Wingstop absorbed the windfall and called it the new normal. The company just reported over $400 million in system-wide sales in a single quarter. Wingstop CEO Michael Skipworth is doing fine. So, they're all doing fine. And while we're here, a Wingstop location in Tamarack, Florida was ordered closed after racking up 22 health code violations in a single inspection. Flies, roaches, mold on the ice machines, grease buildup, 22 violations. For context, most inspectors consider 3 to 5 violations a bad day. The styrofoam container, the sauce, the bone pile, the receipt, that combination is now one of the most expensive fast food experiences per ounce of protein in the country. Chicken scraps, marked up to the point where you need a moment of silence before you open the app. If you're going, order the bone-in classic wings and skip the boneless. The boneless option is mostly breading. You're paying wing prices for a chicken nugget. We've saved the most personal betrayal for last. Worst number 7. Burger King. Have it your way. If you grew up in the 70s or 80s, that slogan wasn't marketing. It was a contract. You could walk into any Burger King in America and get your Whopper exactly the way you wanted it. No questions, no upcharge, no attitude. Extra pickles, no onions, double the sauce. The whole pitch was that the customer was in charge. That was the identity. That was the promise. 3G Capital bought Burger King in 2010. 3G Capital is a Brazilian-American private equity firm known for one specific playbook: acquire a brand, implement zero-based budgeting, meaning every single cost has to be rejustified from scratch every year, then squeeze every dollar of overhead out of the operation. Fewer employees per shift. Equipment repairs deferred, maintenance schedules stretched, restaurant hours cut. The Whopper is still on the menu. What changed is everything around it. Former Burger King employees on Glassdoor have described the result in terms that are hard to misread. Understaffed every single shift. Equipment broken for months, nobody fixes it. Management told us to do the job of 4 people. The clean, dependable Burger King your kids grew up asking to go to, the one with the playground and the paper crown. That version of the restaurant ran on staff. When 3G decided staff was a cost to minimize, the experience went with it. Josh Kobza now runs Restaurant Brands International, the holding company 3G built by merging Burger King with Tim Hortons and Popeyes. RBI reported revenue of over $7.5 billion in 2023. The executives are, as we've established, doing fine. And in 2022, a class action lawsuit was filed in Florida, alleging that the Whopper in Burger King's advertising was depicted as significantly larger than the actual sandwich served to customers. By some estimates, 35% larger. 35%. The sandwich in the photo is not the sandwich in the bag. That case was allowed to proceed by a federal judge. The Whopper combo ran around $3 in 1990. It now lands at $10 to $13 at most locations, depending on your market. Have It Your Way was retired in 2014. They replaced it with Be Your Way, which nobody remembers, and then dropped it entirely. The slogan is gone. The price is not. Use the BK app. Rotating deals can cut $4 to $6 off a combo that isn't worth full price without them. And skip delivery entirely. The surcharges on third-party apps will push a $13 combo past $20 before you've added a tip. What was your go-to Burger King order back in the day? Drop it in the comments. Let's see how it holds up. If this is making you angry, good. That's the right reaction. Hit subscribe. This channel exists because someone has to go through the receipts, the lawsuits, the Reddit confessions, and the SEC filing so you don't have to. If you want to know what companies hope you never ask about, you're in the right place. We're just getting started. Okay, that was the bad news. 7 chains that have decided your loyalty is a blank check. Now let's talk about the other side of this. The chains that are still doing the math in your favor. Some of them are obvious. One of them is going to surprise you. Best number 1. Taco Bell. 8 million customers a day. Not because Taco Bell is great, because in 2026, it is still somehow against all odds. Despite every force in the fast food industry pushing in the opposite direction, cheap. That is the credential. 8 million people are not showing up every day because the sour cream portion is impressive. They're showing up because a full meal still comes in under $8 at most. Locations. A Crunchwrap Supreme, $5.19. A Baja Blast, $2.29. A full meal, post-tax, under $8 at most locations. Compare that to the $10 to $13 combo we just left at Burger King before any upgrades. Taco Bell is not winning on food. It is winning on math. Now, I know half of you are already typing. Taco Bell is not real Mexican food. Correct. The portions are smaller than they used to be. Also correct. I had one at midnight and my stomach filed a complaint. Very fair. Taco Bell is not beyond criticism. It is simply relentlessly, stubbornly still cheaper than the alternatives. Yum Brands, the parent company, owns Pizza Hut and KFC, both of which have raised prices dramatically. Taco Bell has held a lower floor than either of them, not out of generosity, out of market positioning. But the viewer benefits either way. Download the Taco Bell app. Rewards points accumulate faster than any other major chain. A regular customer can realistically eat free once a month. That is not nothing. Best number 2, Little Caesars. In a world where a Chipotle burrito costs $15, Little Caesars is still selling a full pepperoni pizza for somewhere between $8 and $10. It used to be $5. They raised it. Still the cheapest full pizza in fast food by a significant margin. Not a slice. A full pizza. I mean, come on. A hot and ready pepperoni pizza plus crazy bread lands around $13. That feeds 3 to 4 people. Do the math on cost per person, under $4. Stack that against anything else on this list. It does not compete. It embarrasses the competition. How do they do it? Architecture? Pizzas are made continuously during peak hours. No wait time, no custom labor spike. The stores are 60% smaller than competitors. No dining room to maintain, no tables to clean, no host to pay. Here's the thing. The entire operation is engineered around keeping the price down. By design, on purpose. Little Caesars is still family-controlled. The Eilich organization, billionaires, owners of the Detroit Tigers and Detroit Red Wings, could raise prices. They have the resources to do whatever they want. They've chosen not to. In a video full of companies that treated your wallet as a revenue target, that choice deserves to be named. Is it the best pizza? No. The box will be grease-spotted before you get to the car. The pizza tastes exactly like it costs $8. And somehow, at 7 o'clock on a Tuesday with 3 hungry people in the kitchen, none of that is a problem. Avoid the specialty pizzas and loaded add-ons. Those can push the total past $15 and wipe out the entire price advantage. Stick to the hot and ready, that's the deal. Best number 3, Checkers/Rallies. Has anyone told you about Checkers? If you're watching from the Midwest or the West Coast, there's a real chance nobody has. Checkers, called Rallies in some markets, is mostly concentrated in the Southeast and Mid-Atlantic. And the fact that most of the country has never been to one is genuinely, legitimately a shame. I mean that. Here's what you've been missing. 2 full-sized burgers for $6. That is the deal. Not 2 sliders. 2 burgers, $6. Large seasoned fries, which are by documented popular consensus some of the best fast food fries in America, run under $4. A full meal with change from a $10 bill. The business model is the double drive-thru. No indoor dining, no tables, no dining room overhead. The entire building cost is roughly 40% less than a traditional fast food restaurant, and the savings pass directly to the price of your order. That is not a coincidence. That is the point. The chain is backed by private equity firm Sentinel Capital, which typically squeezes margins, and yet the 2 for $6 deal is still standing. When private equity lets a value deal survive. You know the math is working for everybody. The seasoned fries became so beloved that Checkers now sells the seasoning blend in grocery stores. The fries got famous enough to merchandise. Think about that for a second. If you're in a market where Checkers or Rallies exists, download the app. The app deals run deeper than in-store. Buy one, get one offers that turn a $6 deal into something even more unreasonable. If you're not in a market that has one, I'm sorry, not a quirk of geography, a genuine injustice. Best number 4, Jack in the Box. The tacos are 99 cents. 2 of them, not roughly $1. Not starting at 99 cents with certain modifications. 2 tacos for 99 cents. The same price they were when the Apollo missions were still happening. The same price they were when your parents were young. In 2026, with inflation having eaten through virtually every price point in the American economy, Jack in the Box is still selling 2 tacos for 99 cents. That fact should not be legal. And yet, a breakfast Jack runs around $2.49. 2 tacos for 99 cents. A full meal, and we're talking a real meal, not a snack, under $8. And the whole operation runs 24 hours. The value holds at noon and it holds at 2 in the morning when nothing else is open and your options are genuinely limited. That consistency is underrated. Here's the complicated part. Jack in the Box Corporate has faced lawsuits from franchisee groups over forced participation in discount programs that hurt local operators. The 99-cent taco exists in part because corporate has the power to hold that price regardless of what it costs the person actually running the restaurant. The viewer benefits. The franchise owner is a separate conversation. Is the taco a great taco? No, it is a 99-cent taco in 2026. The bar it clears is defined entirely by its price, and it clears that bar every single time. Download the Jack in the Box app. Rotating deals include buy one, get one tacos and combo discounts that make the floor even lower. Best number 5, Del Taco. Let's compare Taco Bell and Del Taco, item by item. Del Taco's 3 taco meal, around $5. A breakfast burrito, $2.99. A full meal with a drink, under $8 at most locations. And in several menu categories, Del Taco comes out cheaper per item than Taco Bell while also serving larger portions. Del Taco has fewer than 600 locations. Taco Bell has over 8,000. The cheaper chain is the one most people have never been to. Here is why the price holds. Del Taco runs a hybrid menu. Mexican items and American fast food classics side by side. Burgers, fries, burritos, tacos, all on the same board. That sounds like an identity crisis. What it actually does is drive higher customer volume and more items sold per transaction, which lowers the per unit cost for the operator. One market study found Del Taco moves 43% more items per hour than comparable Mexican-only chains. More volume, lower cost per item, lower price for you. The math just works. There is a catch. A major Del Taco franchisee group filed for bankruptcy after corporate-driven discount programs squeezed local operator margins. The chain that's cheap for you has created real financial strain for some of the people running it. That tension exists. It's worth knowing. Finding Del Taco for the first time feels like finding $20 in an old jacket. You can't believe it's there. You're not going to argue with it. Start with the buck and under menu. Several items genuinely priced at $1 or less. That is the floor, and it is real. Best number 6, In-N-Out Burger. In-N-Out has a menu you can't see. Not a hidden camera secret. An openly acknowledged one, printed on no advertisement, listed on no standard menu board, available to anyone who knows to ask. The animal-style burger, grilled onions cooked in mustard, Thousand Island spread, extra pickles. The Flying Dutchman, just 2 patties and 2 slices of cheese. No bun, no pretense. Protein style, lettuce wrap instead of bread, which sounds like a punishment and isn't. The entire secret menu exists. It's free, and the people behind the counter will make any of it on request. The best value at In-N-Out is hidden from the people who don't know to look. Wild. Now the math. A double-double runs around $5.75. Fries, $2.29. A drink, $2.19. Full meal, fresh beef that has never been frozen. Hand-cut fries made from whole potatoes in the restaurant, under $11 total. In a budget tier that contains a lot of cheap for a reason, In-N-Out is cheap and genuinely good. That combination almost doesn't exist on this list. And honestly, it shouldn't. But here we are, Lindsay Snyder. Granddaughter of the founders, current owner, is one of the youngest female billionaires in the country. She has publicly stated she will never take the company public or sell it. In-N-Out operates in 7 states: California, Nevada, Utah, Arizona, Texas, Colorado, Oregon. That is it. If you don't live near one, and most of you don't, I know. 7 states. That's the whole problem with In-N-Out. The best value on this list is available to the fewest people on this list. What state are you watching from? In-N-Out people, make some noise in the comments. Best number 7, Costco Food Court. Name one thing in American food that costs the same today as it did in 1985. Take your time. I'll wait. Before we get to the answer, let's just appreciate what the Costco Food Court is doing as a whole. A slice of pizza, $1.99. A whole 18-inch pizza, under $10. A chicken bake, stuffed with chicken, bacon, and cheese, the size of a small weapon, under $4. A soft serve ice cream cone, $1.50. These are not sale prices. These are not promotional items. This is the regular menu every day at a membership warehouse where the food court alone would qualify as the best fast food deal in most American cities. And then there's the hot dog. Here's the number, $1.50. That is what Costco has charged for a hot dog and a 20-ounce soda at their food court since 1985. Not $1.60, not $1.75, $1.50. Held in place for over 40 years. Not an accident, not inflation running slow. A decision made deliberately by a human being with a name. Here is the name. When former CEO Craig Jelinek suggested raising the price, Costco co-founder Jim Sinegal told him directly, "If you raise the price of the effing hot dog, I will kill you. Figure it out." That exchange is documented and on the record, reported from Jelinek's own recollection. A billionaire co-founder threatened to fire the CEO rather than charge customers an extra quarter for a hot dog. In a video full of companies that looked at your loyalty and saw a revenue target, this is the counter-narrative. It deserves to be said out loud. Costco sells approximately 100 million hot dogs per year through their food courts. They likely lose money on the hot dog. On purpose. Because the food court drives membership renewals, and membership is the entire business model. They make money on memberships, not food margins, which means the entire food court, the pizza, the chicken bake, the soft serve, all of it is essentially a 40-year thank you note to the people who keep showing up. The caveat, you need a Costco membership, $65 a year at the basic level, to access the food court at most locations. Do the math. 2 hot dogs a week for a year is $156 in food. The membership pays for itself before spring. Jim Sinegal's hot dog is still $1.50. That's the most honest transaction left in American food. Here's what you just did. You sat through 7 companies that are counting on you to keep paying without asking questions, and 7 that are, for whatever reason, smart business, stubbornness, a billionaire who really meant it, still charging a fair price. The expensive chains are not inevitable. They exist because people kept walking in without knowing what they were walking into. You know now. The names, the numbers, the lawsuits, the apps that cut the price, and the apps that hide the fees. You have the receipts, literally. If you want to know which grocery stores are running the same playbook, overcharging, underdelivering, and counting on your habit, that one is coming, and it's going to hit closer to home than any drive-thru. Stop feeling guilty every time you hand over a 20 and wonder where it went. You didn't get cheap. They got expensive. There's a difference.